It's Volleyball, with the same theme song as all the other sports games for the most part. At least it sounds a little bit punched up. I really enjoy the demonstration going on between the guy in the flat top and the guy with the mullet. Oh, wait a second. The ball is not bouncing off their hands. They're bouncing the balls off their faces. What? Wait, what? Oh, I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. So you select the men's or women's team, but you cannot select your team's country, only the opponent's. And our teams prance out to the court. It's 6-man indoor volleyball, the only one on Nintendo. Is he humping the ball? So it's standard volleyball. You bump, you set, you spike. You dig, you dive for the ball, and you get blocked. Nice animation on the desperate dig right there. Now on the surface, the mechanics of the gameplay are sound. It's not too difficult to hit the ball. It's a little difficult at first to time the jump for your spike, but after a few attempts, you should get the hang of it. However, the problem comes in actually scoring a point. The defense of your opponent is beyond ferocious. Almost any ball you hit will get smacked back, almost any spike will get blocked. Now there's no skill level set in this game, so this is just a standard, I guess medium. Finally, a point! And of course I didn't even score it. Okay, two things with volleyball. One, why does everyone hump the ball? Second, why is it impossible to score a point? Alright, I'm gonna get this one. And no. I could seriously more easily score a point playing against the entire US Olympic volleyball team by myself. And that music is just way too happy, especially when you're getting a beating, like I am. Alright, I'm down to match point. Can I come back? Will I come back? Wait, that's from another video. Just forget it. Balloon Fight, part of the action series. At its heart, Balloon Fight is actually a variation on the arcade classic Joust, except here you're replacing an ostrich for balloons as your means of transportation. In the game, you float and fly around with 2 helium balloons, and you paddle in the air to change your direction. And, just to be safe, you wear a nice protective helmet that would qualify you to ride on any short bus you'd ever want. Like Joust, the object is to slam into your opponent at a higher level than they are at. Doing so will cause their balloon to pop and they'll float towards the ground. You have to hit your enemies a second time to knock them out completely, and you can do so either while they're floating towards the ground or while they're on the ground trying to pump up their balloon. Your enemies will try to knock you out as well, and they'll do so by popping the 2 balloons you have per life. Yeah, flapping your arms will work, you'll just fly away. Besides the enemy balloon men type guys, there's also stray lightning bolts that get shot out of the clouds sometimes. What's annoying though is a somewhat random, high-pitched sound effect. What is that? Whoa, did you see that? That's a little gruesome. The balloon trip is a nice change of pace, and it's quite a challenge. Here you only have 1 life, and you have to just make it through an obstacle course of random lightning bolts that move in a pattern. Whoa, ah! Balloon Fight's a fun little game. It's Balloon Fight. Balloon Fight is so much fun. I'm floating with helium. Gumshoe. A zapper game where you have to actually shoot the guy to move him. Innovative? Maybe. Dumb? Definitely. Gumshoe actually means detective, and I'm glad I cleared that up, because looking at this character, he looks like a Subway Flasher if it wasn't for the pants. So the story in Gumshoe, like it matters, is to rescue your daughter from King Dom in exchange for 5 Black Panther diamonds. Your Gumshoe walks along at a constant speed, and it's up to you to control him by shooting him to make him jump. That's right, you shoot your character to make him jump. You also use the zapper in the traditional way, that is shooting objects, such as cars, birds, and random flying bottles. But that makes the logic even worse. So the same gun that can destroy cars and bottles only makes your detective jump in the air when you shoot him with it? So the game fails on logic, but it also fails when it comes to gameplay. The zapper, while solid, is not the most reliable accessory. You're not actually shooting pixels, you're shooting blocks of the screen. So it's not like it's a precise weapon to begin with. Look here as I shoot the bottle coming towards me. Oh, also shot my guy who jumped up and died. Unregistered hits are not uncommon with the zapper. These factors make the game barely playable. Has anyone actually beaten Gumshoe on the Nintendo Entertainment System? Send me some evidence, not from an emulator, that you actually shot your way through the game, because it is next to impossible to even get past the first level. Oh Gumshoe, how I hate thee. Pro Wrestling, a game loaded with detail and personality. Well, besides having the same theme as the other sports games, well, whatever. You start by choosing from one of 6 colorful wrestlers. The very generic fighter Hayabusa, the ambiguous Starman, the racist stereotype King Corn Karn, Pimp Daddy Giant Panther, the Amazon who would later be ripped off by Capcom it looks like, and King Slender, the good old American white wrestler. One of the first things you'll notice when you start playing is the great attention to detail that really captures the pro wrestling experience. You have a colorful crowd, ring announcers, a referee that actually moves around, and even a cameraman outside the ring. The graphics are really good considering this game is early in the Nintendo's lifespan, as both the characters and animation are well drawn and executed. The gameplay is very good. There's a good amount of different wrestling maneuvers, and each wrestler has at least one special move. For the most part, the wrestlers share all the simple moves like the punch, the overly complicated spinning Van Damme jumping kick, clotheslines, and body slams. But it doesn't end there. There's back suplexes, pile drivers, brain busters. You can jump off the top rope, and even jump over the top rope outside the ring, where you can fight as well and even throw your opponent against the barrier. Now I personally prefer to use either Starman, who has a somersault kick and flying cross chop as his special moves, or Giant Panther, who has a headbutt and an awesome iron claw for his. And that looks like that iron claw could actually be a stink palm, but we don't know. And the award for most useless character goes to King Corn Karn, who has the worst special moves in the game. His standard karate kick, and the awful Mongolian chop, which is not only difficult to actually hit, but only does the same damage as a normal punch. What's the point? There's just too many cool things going on in this game. You have to wear your opponent down before attempting difficult maneuvers like a brainbuster or a pile driver, or they just get thwarted or reversed. You can throw or suplex your opponent out of the ring. Badass. There's the referee rushing over to the Amazon when he does his outlaw choke, then the Amazon pretending like he did nothing wrong. That's just cool. And of course, the seizure-inducing crowd applause when you win a match. Pro Wrestling is an outstanding black box game, and light years ahead of the other original sports games in terms of graphics, gameplay, and attention to detail. It even surpasses a lot of the other NES wrestling games, which came years later. And yes, a winner is indeed me. Well, that's it. I'm done. 30 black box game reviews. I want to thank my friends Rob, DK Jr. for coming out, hanging with me, and I'll see you next time with another wacky game review.